Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get back on the channel. Cristian Uwaka, he's now one win with three defeats, one win by knockout. And yes, how are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. It's getting better.
Good to hear. And my yeah, so we'll talk about your last two fights you had. You fought uh on a home show, South
Yeah.
Parade Pier in Portsmouth. And you stopped Toby Vermeire in round number two. Talk about that fight.
Yeah, going into that fight, it was probably the best I felt in over a year, to be fair. So yeah, it was like all calm. I just went in there, done my thing. And to be fair to Toby, man, he came out the first round, he came out guns blazing. Fair play to him, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a very good opening round, wasn't it? Did you expect him to come
Yeah.
out like that?
No, I didn't really, to be fair, but fair play to him. I just weathered the storm, but yeah, he came out with the big bombs there.
Were you beginning to see openings in that first round?
It was more like, yeah, first round it was like see what he got and that. And then yeah, I started seeing like, yeah, see a little things and that, and then implementing in the second round. But yeah, the first round it was full on. It was yeah.
And you caught him with a nice shot, didn't it? That which dropped him.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was first right at him. It was literally like jab to the head, right hand to the body, and then came up with a hook. And then I just stepped back a little bit to have a little assessment. And I've seen like he was covered up in his side, covering his side up,
Mm.
obviously expecting a hook to come through. That's why I dipped down and then just came up with a uppercut. And yeah, that's what done it.
Did you expect him to get back up?
Yeah, to be fair, like I didn't put no power into the. He just one of them, innit? He just you need to connect
Timed.
right. Yeah, the timing was everything, because there was no power to it. Like really, I was in there and I didn't think he was that powerful. But watching it back, it just a whip to it, like the timing and everything. And obviously, yeah, that's boxing is all about timing, isn't it?
100%. And what did it mean to you, getting your first win and it was on home soil as well for you?
Oh, it was electrifying, man. I'm not gonna lie. Home so with all the backing, all the supporters, all the friends and family watching, and it meant a lot, man. It meant a lot. I'm not gonna lie, and especially the fact that I haven't had an ideal start to my professional career, because obviously, like, I left the amateur that was like on my peak, and then the time spent waiting to get into the professional side of it, it was a lot of time that I wasn't really. I mean, I had a lot of sparrings and that, but it wasn't the same, innit? I never really had any fight for a very long time, so I was a bit I had a bit of ring rust going
And you
into the
had a
first two
few,
fights.
cancellations as well.
Few cancellations, injuries, you name it, man. It's all part of the pro game, unfortunately. You gotta get used to it. But yeah, you get loads of upside down. Like it is, you can't even put it unless you've been there. You can't even describe it. But yeah,
Hmm.
it's good. It's good to get a win at the end. At the end of it all, it's good to have a win. It's good to have a win the way it happened. Everything happened for a reason, so it's all good.
Yeah, and when did you find out about the Gideon Antwi fight? Because you had that a week after your fight with Toby.
Oh, it was probably about like 2 or 3 days after the fight
And
with
you thought,
Toby,
why not?
and yeah, yeah, I was right. Like, I mean, it's all about like you have the fight and you see how you feel after. If you need time to recover, you recover. But if you feel good, man, I fought amateur that way. We were fighting like you do tournaments. You have to fight 3 days in a row and stuff like that. So it's not a big deal as long as I'm 100%. That's the main thing. You gotta be 100% because yeah, it's the hurt game, man. If you just one little injury, and that it can mean a difference between a loss and or a win.
100%. And you fought Gideon, on short notice, and
Yeah.
it was 4 rounder at your call. It was a debutant. So did you know much about him going into the fight, or not really?
Yeah, I don't really listen. That's me. When I fight anyone, I don't really want to know any information. To be fair, he's a man like me. He got 2 hands. He got 2 feet. We just get in the ring. The better person wins. That's as simple as that. There's no point filling your head with information. What am I going to use it for? All I want to know is he turning up on the fight day? That's it. We turning up. We're gonna fight. Simple as that.
Yeah, and the first 2 rounds was sort of slow pace, weren't they? The opening 2 rounds.
Yeah, he was obviously the style was different. Like I said, because I haven't really done much, but I'm starting now, so if I had to do a little bit of adjustment with his style, which he was more like inside fighter, and yeah, fair play to him. He works. He worked at the amateur. He's gonna work for a little bit and then the pro, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, talk about that fight. Was the opening 2 rounds sort of frustrating to get going?
It is a bit frustrating because what I was saying is like the way he was fighting, he was like coming close to me, so he wasn't leaving much room for any leeway like to just throw shots in that. So I got the tools to do it, but I wasn't really thinking too much in that fight. So
Yeah, I mean, the
yeah,
opening
it's
two
one of them
rounds
that you
could
gotta
have.
go back to the drawing board and just like think about all the things. That's why I got my coach in that. They're gonna look into like things that we can do better, going into the next fight. Because obviously, like probably personally, I thought it was closer than what the judges made it. But again, he was only up 2 rounds,
Mm.
so it was pretty even. So,
Yeah, I mean, the first
generally,
2 rounds were, and the third I thought he had, and the fourth, I thought the fourth round you started to let your shots go a bit more.
yeah, because I think his stamina started going down, and obviously I still had a lot left in the tank.
Do you wish that fight was a 6 rounder, maybe?
Oh, if it was a 600, yeah, probably that would handle the difference.
Would you want to run it back with Gideon Antwi, or?
Yeah, bro, at some point, yeah, definitely, man. All my losses, man, I would like to run it back. Yeah, because obviously I'm completely different now. Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah, definitely. That's one thing that it would be nice. Just if I can run back all my losses, because I need to avenge them. Yeah, big time.
mhm. And of course, just briefly, touch on the fight. Well, your fight that was meant to be this weekend. Unfortunately, it's been cancelled, and explain to the fans why your fight this week's not happening.
Uh, I couldn't tell you, man. It happens sometimes like that. It could be a lot of factors. It's not. I don't know. All I know is the fight is off, and it's a shame. I was ready mentally and physically to go into a fight. So you just got just keep busy and just stay ready whenever the next one comes up.
Are
But
you?
it's a shame. It was a nice show as well. Like down the Dean White show down the tour. I've been there before. One of my stablemates, Sonny Driscoll, it was his pro debut on there. Really good atmosphere, good venue, lovely, lovely venue there to fight.
Yeah. Hopefully, one day you can fight there, because you have had now 2 fights on this show that's fell through,
Yeah, that's
unfortunately.
been cancelled definitely. Yeah, third time lucky, hopefully.
Third time lucky, hopefully. Yeah, how many fights are you trying to have before the year ends, roughly?
Before the year end, maybe a couple of more, or any. But depends how I feel. But if I feel good, as many as I can.
Mm-hmm. Is there any names that you would like to fight, or just all of them?
All of them, all of the smoke.
Just anyone you can get, really.
That's it. That's the one.
Talk about that Tom Simmons fight that you had at York Hall as well. That was in May.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Well, it's just a bad day in the office there, but don't take anything away from Tom. He went, he done his thing, but yeah, that wasn't my best version. So hopefully one day we can run it back.
Mm-hmm. And before I let you go, do you want to thank anyone who's helping you in your career at the minute?
Oh, absolutely. But I'll thank everyone, even from the beginning to the end. You know, it goes from like, from the first gym where I started, like old boxing gym in Southampton, to Spartans gym, boxing gym, where I done my white collar, SIS gym. You know, they were very, very good. They're just still up to now, they're all supporting me. Titchfield Amateur Boxing Club, very, very good amateur club in Fareham. The really, really good, man. Good coaches, all of them. Shout out to the coaches, you know. And Artful Dodgers, you know, I was there. Mick Driscoll is good coach, you know. Shout out to Mick Driscoll and everybody else that was in the camp over there with me. Sonny Driscoll, Taylor, and obviously I go Dave Birmingham now, my new coach. Shout out to him, man. He's doing a lot. Yeah, and Jacob as well, the camp man. Yeah, shout out. And then obviously my manager. None of this would be possible without my manager, Chris Hitchin Boxing, and all my sponsors in the past. And yeah, a shout out to them all as well.
Mm-hmm. And
They were
from
like,
me,
yeah, they were a very important part of the journey.
100%. And from me, thank you for your time. Well done on your last two fights.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Bye, mate.
See you later, mate.